Alright, we are down to the finish line with this. It's almost mold time. So what I've got to do is, for the first time in my life, I got to do a 3-piece mold. And I'm going to outline how that's going to go, or structurally how it should go. And hopefully, in outlining it and showing you guys, and I can get feedback from Doug and some other guys that have done these, you can let me know if I'm doing it right or not. Okay, so we'll start out with a parting line that will go right here across the top, over the other side, and that'll be the back part that will get done right here. The back part will get done. Alright, then I'm going to have to take this and do this in 2 pieces. I'm going to have to put a clay. Now you see I've marked the mouth right here. The mouth line. So it can be cut so the person that wears this can breathe. I can do a clay block right there. Straight across here. And make a clay border that sticks out from here and goes down along. The clay border will stick out from here, and I go down along the side of this, all the way back here to this side, right? And then blocked off right here. So I'll put a clay wall right there, and then I'll have it a clay border come around this thing here on the underside with the flap up. So what initially will happen is it'll get blocked off here, like straight across here, okay? And I can do a clay shim, a wall right here on this thing with the flap up to separate it. So everything from here down to here, and all this area here and the underside of the flaps become the second part of the mold. Then I can take extensions and put them right here on the outside of these flaps and fold them up right here. And then this entire area here, across the top, down to here, and outwards, will become the third part of the mold. So imagine, if you will, like I said, I have clay, it's water-based clay down here. And I'll just put a block of clay right across here. And it will separate this part from this part, but I have to build it out here, all the way across on the back part, right? And I'll have to be where the under, on the back part, and I have to be where the under part, the under flap, gets molded, and then I can take the clay and do it on the top, and then make a, have to get it flush from here, right here. That way there's an overlap. There's an overlap of the plaster into a wall that will come out here, and it will go. And see, that's what I see in my mind, where it separates this portion here. This becomes one part of the mold, and so it'll lay in 2 pieces against the solid vat mold. And I'm thinking that might be the right way to do it. I still have a tiny bit of detailing to do on this, but I'm about ready to get it done and molded. I just want to smooth out some of this a little bit. And then there's just a little tiny flare detail right here and along this for this, and smooth that out. And then it's about ready. I went in and tried to do the separation for this to kind of make it. And the initial thing about this is when it gets done, these jowls, these two pieces right here will be soft foamed, and these flaps will be soft foamed. That way I can put the teeth in there and I just punch them in. I won't have to worry about it. I can just punch them in super glue. But see, that mouth is the dividing line right there to where I can put like a clay block right across here and separate the upper jaw and this nose piece. Just lay a clay piece right there and hammer it block out this way, and then lay clay right here on this. So all this, and then behind it in a line right there. So all of it, all of this can be, all of that. And I smooth it out. This area here. I just flip them over and smooth it out, but it's just a little bit of, patchwork. And then, like I said, the entire thing underneath can be from here to here to here. All this can be one piece. And then, of course, the top of the flap and then the top of the head will be the second piece, and then there'll be a third piece here. The only thing I gotta do, so I've had to sculpt all these little faces and stuff in here, the little skulls and faces and do all that. I'm thinking to see if the customer wants me to add more on this side, because it really doesn't show. It's just like there's one that's not formed. There's one that didn't quite make the formation, but they're all little skulls. Put a Punisher's type thing there, and just kind of fill in the mouth here if I can get one, if I can find a photo of it. But that's basically it. And you can see all the little skull faces in there. That one is the only one that came out that actually had teeth in the photo that I got. And then you got the little sad face here. And then from the eye, there's another one that's supposed to be forming with like a ghost face mouth. And then there's yet another one that comes out through here. So it's been kind of, a bit of tribulations, because you got ones up here that look like they're going to form, but they aren't quite formed. Because there's not very many good photos of it, so I'm just kind of having to improvise just a wee bit. Any case, feel free to let me know if that is indeed the correct way of blocking this out. Alan Hops, Doug Stewart, and you guys have done multiple piece molds. Let me know if that is the right way to do it. All right? I appreciate it. We'll probably see you when it comes to mold time tomorrow, I think. Okay? Appreciate it.